So as you can see, the stream that's coming down from the waterfalls across the land here, just to the left of the path, it's just basically flat and trickling round and snaking around past the campsite there and to the gap in the wall where the debris catcher is there, and going round towards where the bridge is on the way to Janet's Foss. So the kids have tied a rope swing there on the trees to play on. But because we've got no rain, the water's not running fast at all. It's just pretty flat. But we've got lots of sheep and lambs on the pathway up ahead now. Right, I'll stop recording for now until I get round the corner. I'll show you the awesome sight that you get when you get round that corner of the waterfalls coming over the cliff. Right, that's looking back along the path through the campsite where we've just come up from, after coming through the turnstile gate after Janet's Foss waterfall, and there's loads of sheep coming down through the gap in the wall here onto the main path. And I'm just going to pan round slowly and just show you the right hand side of the Goredale Scar. The rocky terrain on the right hand side, the high cliffs, just amazing. And what's giving us a nice view at the moment is the sun. It's obviously rose high enough over the cliff on that side to shine on the cliff on that side. And you can just see like two trees growing up beside the rocks there. I'll pan back out a little bit and there's another one to the left. There she is up there. So even in rocky crags, there's still roots can be digging in and growing. It's amazing. I'm just trying to stand still and do this at the same time because the dog's pulling on the lead as I'm doing this. He's a nuisance. Right, we're further along the pathway now. I'm just passing some mummies and little lambs here. She's lovingly nudging mummy with a Mum, I want to cuddle. Isn't that lovely? Oh. Nothing like the love of a mother for our little ones, eh? They're just sitting here in the shade, obviously, because it's red hot. They're moving off now because the dog's watching them and they're watching the dog. Right, so I'm just going to keep on recording until I get around this corner, so you can actually share the moment of me getting around the corner to see this for the first time with my own eyes instead of watching it on YouTube videos. So here we go, people. Get ready for the big grand reveal. I mean, how stunning is that one? Look at that, it's beautiful. You don't realise how high it actually is until you come here and see it for yourself. Like I say, you can watch videos, but you just don't realise how absolutely stunning and how high the cliff sides are until you come here and see it for yourself. Got loads of birds flying across the top, so they'll have their nests up on the top where they're safe, away from birds of prey and stuff like that as well. They'll have little nests in the nooks and crannies of the rocks to protect them. So the water here, because it's just come over the waterfall, it's running a little bit faster over like a yellow type limestone rock instead of grey. It's like a yellowy because it's mixing with the peat bog of the grass, where it's softer as well. We've got more sheep further up on just beside the wall there, otherwise I would have let him off, but I cannot. Right, so you're nearly there when you see these metal gratings across the pathway. Just a little bit further around the corner and you just about see the waterfall, where it's tucked in right round the corner on the right. And there's a sheep just 3/4 of the way up the hill there, perching dangerously on the top of a cliff. Leave him, son, leave him. Leave him. Leave him. There's a little lamb there. Leave him, son, leave him. Leave him. Good boy, leave him, leave him. Hey, leave him. So I'm right next to Mummy and little lamb. Just thinking, looking at the dog and thinking, bugger that for a lot, I'm off. Right, so you just go past this bit of rock, it's jigging out, and that's when you see the waterfall just around this corner. Loads of crows flying round up there, just above the rocks, and jet gun hour. So I'm just showing you where I'm seeing now. There's one sheep just up there where the sun's shining in a bit of a gully at the bottom of the cliff. It's about 50 feet up from the bottom here. And there's them two there just above on the right. Lamb says, "Mum, it's time for her to get her feed here." So wagging his little tail in, pushing up on the teats. Come here, son, come on. Mummy's moving along and taking Lamb with her. Come on, son, leave him, leave him, leave him. Ah, there's a grey wagtail just landed on the rocks. First one I've seen today. Beautiful. They've got like the grey back and then they've got the yellow belly and the wag. That's why they call them wagtails. Come here. I do apologise, I can't keep the camera still because he's winding his way around behind us and pulling on the leader, and my hands are just going all over. Right, so let's go around this corner. The big reveal. Come here, son. Come here. That sheep up in the top left there. Watch Walla time. Right, I think there's a little stone plaque here on the side of the wall as well. Right, oh look at this, man, look at this canyon. Wow. Now I can see why everybody gets excited when they get to this point here and just look up towards the two waterfalls, but I mean they're just trickling over now because we're dry season. But when it's pouring during the rain or it's being rain or melting snow or something, they are absolutely spectacular. But let's go a little bit closer and have a closer look, because I want to see the point where people climb up the side there where the small waterfall is and see how easy or hard it would be. So I'm just going to follow the path on the right hand side here and get a little bit closer. I've come across further to the right hand side, as close to the sheer cliff as I can, and that gives you a better view looking up to the second waterfall, the big one at the top, which comes through the eye. So that's Gordale Beck, which runs down the cross of the top of the scar and then drops down to the hole, which is the big waterfall at the back. That drops down onto the flat surface at the top there, and then it comes down over two waterfalls, one on the right there you can see, and it's just trickling down the left hand side at the moment, but that's the two main areas it comes down after it comes through the eye. But look, those sheer cliffs, man. And then you've got guys that come here and do the rock climbing going straight up there. I get dizzy just looking up now through my camera. But most people, instead of going back to the campsite and going round the bottom of the big hill, they scramble up the side of the waterfall there and just follow the pathway up. But because I've got the dog, there's no way I can attempt to do that, and besides, trying to get him to walk over these big rocks is just unfair on him with his paws. So I'm just trying to get as close as possible just to see what the terrain's like, because if I come one time without the dog, I want to see if I could actually manage to climb up the left hand side of that waterfall and just go up the top of the path. There's a wooden marker there in the middle of the rocks. I've never seen that on any of the videos. It says, "Take care, difficult climb up." Right, so I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to put my camera inside my jacket, zip it up and make my way across to the left hand side there where people scramble up. So I'll catch you in a minute. There's crows flying in and out of a hole on the side, the cliff side on the right hand side there. They've got the nest. There'll be loads of birds up there because it's safe in the gorge. Yeah, I've scrambled across a few of the rocks here after coming around the outside pathway, and I'm going to make my way up to near enough the fast moving waterfall on the right. But most people climb up the middle between the little one on the left and the one on the right, that like grey cliffside that goes up to the top peak in the middle. So I want to go up just below that and see how hard it is or how easy it would be. Jim's coming across there slowly but surely. The dog's enjoying himself going through the bits of water and all. So you come right across the big stones at the bottom there to get across the way I am on this side, because that's the easiest, driest way, instead of coming through the yellow dolomite type rocks to this point here. But where everybody climbs up is straight ahead there now. There's two big rocks at the bottom of the big one here. So they step up those two big rocks, grab a hold of the grey limestone where there's holes in it all over, and start scrambling up the top there. So there's no water cascading over the top of the mill, so it's dry, so it's a little bit safer. So if anybody wants to come and do the waterfall climb, come up the middle and get across to the two big stones at the bottom there and just grab onto the rock and start clambering up there. And there's like loads of little footholds where you scramble up and then get to the top, and then as you get to the top you go down round the corner to the left and then start following the path up the left hand side, and then you can stop in the middle and take pictures of the big waterfall where it comes through the eye at the top end. But there's loads of crows and rooks flying backwards and forwards out the nests in the side of the rocks here. But look at that, man, look it up there. Look how steep it is. Just amazing rock formations. And people actually come here and do the rock climbing straight up there. Seen them on many videos where they come and start doing the rock climbing. Right, so I just want to go and get a little bit closer to those two big rocks and have a look to see how easy it would be to get your hand grips onto that rock and pull yourself up and start climbing. So I'm going to put my camera back away in my jacket now until I get up there. Those two big rocks there, Jim. Right, we've come away from Goredale Scar, and because obviously I can't climb up because I've got the dog, you've got to go an alternative route. So basically what you do is you come back down to the campsite, through the campsite along the road here where this guy's parked his refreshments van, through the turnstile gate there onto this path, and then you just follow this path up and over and round the bottom of the hill and onto the road at the far side, and then just turn right on the road and go all the way up to Malham Town by road. That's the easiest route in all if you can't climb up the Goredale Scar waterfall. Right, so onwards and upwards up this path. That's looking back over towards Janice Foss waterfall where we came up from. Right, so that's looking back down towards the campsite where we came up from. So you come along the road to where the snacks van is, refreshment van. Come through the turnstile, come up through the farmer's field here, and it starts coming up on an angle, and I'll pan around and show you the turnstile gate that you go through up the steps here. Now there's a couple of things you can do. You can go left and follow that wall all the way along till it takes you to the turnstile where you climb through to get onto the road, and then turn right and go to Malham Town that way. Or if you haven't been able to climb up the Goredale Scar waterfall but you want to see the ravine from a height, just walk along the wall that way, and then there's a path going up there which takes you up to the top, and then just walk across the top of the limestone pathways, and then just head to where the waterfall comes down, Goredale Beck, and then you can actually climb down from the top and go down to where the big waterfall comes to the eye, which is spectacular. But look at the view over there, man, where the road's coming down. to meet where the campsite is through the valley there, and the separation walls across several fields one after another. Beautifully green as well, gorgeous. The whole countryside around here is absolutely beautiful. But as you can imagine, it's getting red hot now. The sun's high up in the sky, so, and I forgot to put my cap on, didn't I? So I'm going to get burnt to a crisp on my head. So I'll have to be careful. So whenever I see shade like going through trees, that's what I'll have to do. But onwards and upwards up these stairs through the turnstile gate there. Right, so that's looking back down towards the campsite where we came up from. So you come along the road to where the snacks van is, refreshment van. Come through the turnstile, come up through the farmer's field here, and it starts coming up on an angle, and I'll pan round and show you the turnstile gate that you go through up the steps here. Now there's a couple of things you can do. You can go left and follow that wall all the way along till it takes you to the turnstile where you climb through to get onto the road, and then turn right and go to Malham Town that way. Or if you haven't been able to climb up the REACHED Scar waterfall but you want to see the ravine from a height, just walk along the wall that way, and then there's a path going up there which takes you up to the top, and then just walk across the top of the limestone pathways, and then just head to where the waterfall comes down, Gordale Beck, and then you can actually climb down from the top and go down to where the big waterfall comes to the eye, which is spectacular. But look at the view over there, man, where the road's coming down to meet where the campsite is through the valley there, and the separation walls across several fields one after another. Beautifully green as well, gorgeous. The whole countryside around here is absolutely beautiful. But as you can imagine, it's getting red hot now. The sun's high up in the sky, so, and I forgot to put my cap on, didn't I? So I'm going to get burnt to a crisp on my head. So I'll have to be careful. So whenever I see shade like going through trees, that's what I'll have to do. But onwards and upwards up these stairs through the turnstile gate there. So after following this pathway all the way up from the refreshment van at REACHED Scar campsite, we've come along to this point here where I can pan round, and I can show you where this path is a little bit rocky towards the end of the telegraph pole here, and there's the road straight ahead of the brick wall. So we'll be going through the turnstile onto the road, turn right and just go all the way up the road to Malham Town, and that's looking back down towards Malham. I can see some cars over there on Cove Road. That's the way you're coming down into Malham from the crossroads up at Malham Town. You can see the road coming all the way down and heading towards the village down there. Fabulous, beautiful sights from up here. There's a couple of cyclists coming up. They call this road coming up Malham Rakes or something like that. But it heads all the way up to Malham Town. Right, so onwards and upwards to get onto the road up there. Right, so we've come right round the bottom of the hill, coming away from REACHED Scar, which is over in that direction. You come around this pathway, which brings right round the bottom, and we've come right round the corner here to near where the road is. And here's the turnstile here, where you go through the turnstile here. And if you don't want to go up to Malham Town, you cross over and go over the turnstile and follow the pathway there. That takes you across the top of Malham Cove. But we're going up, turning right here on the road and going up to see the lake at Malham Town. There's a notice board here and all with a map, I think. Come here, son, come here, leave them. Leave them. It's not very clear, it's dirty, like, there's your map. What arrows? You are here. Oh, it's not very clear.